there, it's Amelia bringing you another Microsoft PowerPoint video. In this video, I'll review simple and fast formatting, including lots of tips, tricks, and shortcuts along the way. Let's get started. So PowerPoint 2016 is opened here, and I have a sample presentation opened. If you're using an earlier version of PowerPoint, you could still follow along because the steps are primarily the same in 2007, 2010, and 2013. First, I wanted to mention that the formatting in a template or even in a blank presentation is controlled in the Slide Master. If you're not familiar with the Slide Master and how to use it, I'll have a separate video dedicated to the Slide Master. For now, I just want to mention how to apply simple formatting directly onto slides, and I will give you a sneak peek at the Slide Master in a little bit. But I did want to mention that before you enter a lot of content in your presentation, if there are any global changes you want to make, you definitely want to consider doing that in the Slide Master. So I will show you how to make a couple global changes. So to apply simple formatting, I have my first slide open, and first thing I want to do is select the text that I want to format. So there are several ways to select text, and if you've seen some of my other videos, I like to throw in some shortcuts, the fastest way to select text. So I like to use, when I'm selecting a word, I like to double click, and when I want to select all text within a text box, I like to triple click, and that's the same as pressing Control A on your keyboard. Now you can also use your keyboard if you just click inside the box and starting where your cursor is. Say I want to go to the right, I'd hold the Shift key down and then just tap the right arrow on my keyboard. Or if you are, say, in the middle of a word or say at the end of the word and you want to go to the left, you hold down the Shift key and press the left arrow. Now I'd like to go over some formatting options that are available in the Home tab in the ribbon and also in the shortcut right-click menu. So in other words, if I select some text, I'm going to actually select all the text in this box. You'll see the familiar little box come up here when I right-clicked. And this has some, but not all, of the formatting options. For instance, I have my font here, my font size, bold, italics, and underline, and some other formatting options. But over here on the Home tab, I'm going to point out some formatting options in specific groups. So for instance, in the font group here, you have your font and your font size. And if you've used other Microsoft Office applications, you know that you can just mouse over the items here, and a tooltip will appear in a box to tell you what that feature is. So we have our bold and italics and underline. Just takes a second for that tooltip to appear. You can add a shadow, and you can apply strike through, and this is handy. This is character spacing. So if you haven't explored this, try it out. It will change from normal to say like loose or very loose, and we'll add some spacing, so that can come in handy. I'm going to actually apply the very loose style, and this here will increase and decrease the font size. Then you have your clear all formatting. So if you've applied various formatting and you want to clear all formatting, you can use that. And here we have the font color. Now I am going to change the color and the font style, and I'm going to select this dark orange here, and I'd like to change the font to something a little bit thicker, maybe this Adobe Gothic. And I think I just want to increase the size just a little bit and make it about 60. And then for John Doe, I'm going to just triple click again, and I'm going to change here using the right click shortcut menu, and I'm going to change his name to say like a greenish color. I'm going to a little darker, and I'd like to change the font, and I'll go with the Gothic, and I want to change the size and make that a little larger, and let's go with 48. And I'd like to apply a shadow to this text here, so I'm going to go ahead and in the ribbon here, I'm going to click on the shadow, text shadow feature, and I might as well just go ahead and apply that here as well. And like anything else, if you change your mind, you can click Control Z and then remove the last formatting feature. And if you want to remove all formatting that you've just applied, you can explore the clear all formatting feature here. Now I'm just applying this change to one particular slide. So if you have a lot of changes and you want to make the same change to multiple slides, if you just have a few slides, you can apply to each slide, but it's well worth checking out the Slide Master. Let's say that we'd like to make a change maybe to all the titles. Maybe we want to change the color, and we want to change the font is a little small, and I want to change it to a different type of font, and I want to change the color of these bullets. So let's take a look and see how to do that. So what I would do to access the Slide Master is click View, Slide Master. And then I want to go up to the top slide here, and I want to go ahead and click to edit the master title style. Now that will affect all titles where there is a placeholder for the title style. So I'm going to go ahead and triple click, and I want to go ahead and use my right click menu, and I'm going to change the color. And I'm going to go with dark orange. Actually, I'm going to make a change to maybe something in between here. And change the style. I'm going to go with the Adobe Gothic and make that just a little bit larger. Okay. And I'd like to also change the text in this text placeholder here also to the same font. So I'm going to change that to Adobe Gothic. And finally, I'd like to change the bullets so that they're a different color. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and select bullets and select this little arrow here and go down to bullets and numbering. And here there's an option to change the color. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use the orange to match. And I want to increase the size of the bullet to maybe about 125 and see how that looks. Great. Okay, so I'm finished making my global change, and let's see how that looks. I'm going to go ahead and click Close Master View, and you'll see that the change I made to the Slide Master has affected all the slides, and it looks a lot nicer. That's a quick and easy way to make changes to an individual slide or global changes to all the slides. Finally, I just wanted to point out a few more options on the ribbon. So once you have text selected, let me go ahead and go back to the title slide. You have your paragraph formatting options, your bullets, and your center and your justification and your alignment. And also something nifty up here is to convert the text in this text box to SmartArt. So I'm going to go ahead and mouse over, and you'll see that it will convert it. Now some of it looks okay, some of it does not look okay. I'm not sure I would use this, but it's something to explore, and it's using a green color. If you remember, the bullet color was green, so it's going with the theme color green, but you can certainly change that in the shape fill. You can change the color here. Now there's also a drawing group, and I'm going to cover the shapes in another video, including color changes and shape effects. And finally, there's an editing group here that includes find and replace, and also a select. And this select pull down is handy if you have slides where you have multiple objects. It will open up a selection pane, but where this would come in handy is if you have like pictures that you want to maybe change and arrange, and you can't see them because they're behind each other, and you can grab them. So the selection pane can come in handy if you need to manage the different objects on your slide. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my channel, please click subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.